Last night, I was thinking quite a lot, mainly about a video idea. I was trying to come up with something that has a correlation to art, but I got nothing. My brain was like the abyss, dark and empty. So I took my phone and just started scrolling through social media in the hope to find some sort of inspiration. A few minutes later, I actually did. I saw people shitting on AI art. So my brain picked up the pace again. I started connecting one dot with the other and was left with one question. What is art? What I enjoy besides acting stupid is a nice thought process. So today you're gonna get a glimpse into that rotten brain of mine. So, let's answer the question. What is art? Is it the Mona Lisa? Is it the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel painted by the one and only Michelangelo? Or maybe something simpler? What about my drawings? Or in fact, this AI generated image? Is any of it art? I think to answer that question, we should answer something else first. What makes an artist? With this question, I want you and me to expand our search for art, because art isn't necessarily just pen and paper, drawing and painting. Music, comedy, all of this is in some way regarded as art, thus making these people artists. And what's interesting is that all of them work through the same principle: creation. To listen to music, it has to be produced first. The song text, the vocals, the sound mixing. To have a joke, you have to come up with the lines. So I think it's safe to say that you have to go through a process of creating several times to be considered an artist or / the given job that you do. As for example, solving a math equation doesn't make you an engineer, nor does being able to sing make you a musician. And so to execute this thought process, let's look at two things. One, what do people not regard as art? And two, drawings of children. Let's start with number one. Coming back to people shitting on AI art. Why do people disagree with someone calling themselves an artist using AI? And why isn't it regarded as art in the first place? So this is my hot take on this. People using AI will never be artists unless they go through a process of creation themselves. So technically speaking, in this scenario, the AI itself is the artist, but I'll come back to that in a couple of minutes. To explain everything I just said, I'll give a perfect example, and that's a commission, a common income source for artists. Now, how does this process usually look like? Well, you have person A that comes to the artist. You give him your idea, your concept, everything you came up with in your head, and the artist puts it on paper. And also, if you as person A shouldn't like anything about the art, you can oftentimes request changes. See any similarities? You have person B coming to the AI, writing down their ideas, their concept, and everything they came up with. And the AI brings their idea to life, thus making the AI the artist. But to come back to one more thing that I said that plays an important role here is that unless you go through a process of creation yourself, you're not to be considered an artist. What I mean with that is, after going with what I said beforehand, a director of a game, for example, is working with all these artists, creating those artworks for him, for the game. So he shouldn't be viewed as an artist, right? But here comes the big but. He utilizes this to bring his own creation to life. The game, the story, etc. He goes through a process of creation himself, which everything is obviously common sense. He's not the artist behind the artworks, but like the artist behind his segments of the game. Now, before we come to a conclusion, let's look at number two, drawings of children. Specifically, my drawings as a kid, because I don't have any drawings of children.
Help me!
Anyways, and the famous quote of Picasso saying, "Every child is an artist, the problem is to remain one once they grow up." And in my opinion, one stops being an artist as soon as they stop creating. Which is why I came to the brilliant conclusion, art is a process. And after doing some research for this video, I actually stumbled upon someone that said something very similar. Marianne Cole, I believe is her name, a big author for art activity books for children, said art is a process, not a product. Going through the process of coming up with the idea, picturing it in your head, and then putting it on paper. Every line you draw, every brush stroke you do is art. And you obviously can apply all those things to the other jobs, such as musicians and comedians. There's one more thing that I want to add to the entirety of this video, and that is that this is just a thought process. This isn't a fact. You can call it an opinion, I guess. You can look at the topic of AI, for example, because I do believe people that use AI are not artists, or for example that art is a process rather than the whole finished product. Of course, it's kind of weird to say I create art because I've just always said that, and maybe it's both. I just think that the magic of art happens during the process. When you look at the final piece, you see all the segments that you put into it, the background, the color, the shades, everything, and that is art. Now I know this is a video where I'm not stupid for like 20 minutes straight and a much rather short video. And of course I could stretch this video to 10 minutes and talk around the topic, talk until I basically don't even talk about art anymore. Yeah, I just wanted to come straight to the point. And so now you know what I feel like on a regular Thursday night. So with that being said, thanks for watching, people. See you in the next one.